Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Novice to Legendary. As you can see from the screen, again with the hands, consistency, we are going over one of the last of our two classes for spell management in D&D Beyond. Today's class, video thing, is on the Sorcerer. So, I have my test Sorcerer here, and as you may or may not know, sorcerers are not like wizards. They do not get their magic from study, and they are not from clerics or warlocks. They do not get them from a higher power. Sorcerers get their magic innately, through some strange accident, or because they were just born with magic in their blood. They're kind of like the mutants, that the X-Men of the D&D Multiverse. I've just shifted out of my sorcerer voice. So very sorry. So, first of all, when you're playing a sorcerer, you will want as many points as you possibly can placed into charisma, because it is force of personality, force of will, rather than book learning or wisdom gained from the gods or anything of that nature. So you can see the point buy build that I did here for my test sorcerer, not my characters or campaigns. And now we're just going to go back in here, go to our spells. No known spells yet. I haven't even picked them out yet. So you can see we got the 4 cantrips. We have 4 cantrips available, and we can have up to 4 spell. We can know up to 4 spells. So let's pick out our cantrips first. We're going to do Acid Splash, good old Chill Touch, because I know what that one does. Create Bonfire. Let's have a little utility mixed in with our sorceries. And True Strike. So I believe that can come in handy for a lot of different, for about any build really, which we will discuss that more in the future. So, now that we have our cantrips, we'll now pick out a few first level spells, and we'll do 1 second level, since we have that available to us as a 3rd level sorcerer. And we're going to go, let's see, Charm Person can come in handy. We'll do Chaos Bolt, just because that sounds cool. And again, with all our other spells, with all other caster classes, you can click here or here to actually get the full rundown on what each spell does. Repetition is the key, and consistency of hand motions and other consistently things. And False Life. Can never go wrong with temporary hit points. In fact, you might even be able to come up with some creative uses for it. And then for 2nd level, we are going to do Blur. Ta-da! Okay, so we've just known our spells, so we can remove them again and learn them here. You can do that from this screen, or you can go to the character sheet, gaze upon the majesty of my half-elf test sorcerer, whose picture looks more like a gnome or a very cartoony human. Wonder if they've expanded their portrait lists. Maybe. Anyways, and they can come in here and do the same thing as always. So here you can, you have your spell slots here. You can cast away at your leisure. Oh, and I guess I get darkness because I did pick shadow magic for his point of origin. And then, of course, you can clear those out if you happen to get... don't do it that way. That's kind of cheating. Unless your DM says that there's a way for you to actually just regain spell slots without resting. And then you can just... Can't believe I just showed you that on this video. So then you can come in here and you can add your spells, provided you have those open to you, because sorcerers are one of those classes that has a spells known cap. It's not like wizards where you can just know as many spells as you have, gold coins and hours to spend copying it down in your spell book and such. You have a finite set, and it grows over time as you gain more levels. So then you can. But the nice thing is, whenever you do level, you can actually swap spells around. It even says so in the spell book, in the handbook. Blah 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 blah. When you gain a level in this class, you can choose one of the sorcerer spells you know and replace it with another spell from the sorcerer spell list, which also must be of a level for which you have spell slots. Again, they make that really handy here because that's all you have available. So I could swap out my Create Bonfire cantrip if I want to do when I leveled up, and I can replace it with Infestation or whatever the heck else I want. The options are plentiful. I don't know if I want to say limitless, but they can probably feel pretty darn close. So, besides that, we kind of showed you the spell slots there and how they work. You can regain your hit dice. Short rests are really just for recovering hit points. Long rests are for actually doing all the things. So, I hope that video helps you as you build your sorcerer, who has a snazzy hooded robe that makes it kind of awkward when you have a big old Turtle Beach headset. So, hopefully this video has helped you out as you make your sorcerer. Usual YouTuber, like and subscribe. Post comments in the comment section below about anything that may have been missed in this that I may not have touched on as in managing spells as a sorcerer. Anything you may have found useful as you've played one. And until next time, get legendary.